G'day everybody, Dan Bradley here from Fortified Body Gym. Welcome to another Tuesday training tips video. Over the last few weeks we've looked at a few little tips and tricks to help us increase the comfort, safety and performance of our squat. We started with shoulder mobility, we moved to hip mobility by stretching the hamstrings. Finally now what we do is we're going to look at ankle mobility. So a lot of the times what I see with people doing a squat is that their calves are just too tight. And what that looks like is as they come down, their heels will lift, they'll wriggle around from a behind position. They might come down and they'll get this moving of the feet, or they'll even get this inverted stuff happening with their ankles. I'm going to show you two very simple things that you can do to help fix this without the need of foot chocks or lifting shoes. So the first tip that we are going to look at today to increasing ankle mobility for our squat is a weighted calf stretch. Now what we're going to do is we're actually primarily targeting what we call our soleus. We have two calf muscles, and the soleus is primarily activated or stretched when we take the gastroc out. If the legs are straight, the gastroc is a prime lifter and also gets a great stretch. But if we want to hit that soleus, we need to bend our knees. Now what I find with this one is we don't get the best stretch when we are stretching them both at the same time. However, if we let our body weight off, we take one foot off, we're holding our other weight. The other weight may not actually be necessary, but if you're like me, you get a much better stretch when we've got this weight and we just let that heel hang. You want to be hanging for about a minute if you can handle it, and then we swap sides. Once again, we want to bend the knee, and that will then get a great stretch for your soleus. You want to be doing that 1 minute each ankle, and I'd be doing it 3 to 4 times if you have very tight calves. I would then be trying to do that at least 3 or 4 times a week. Give it a try. Now we're going to look at our second ankle mobility stretch. If you are have a commercial gym access and you're lucky enough to have a seated calf raise machine, this is one of the best stretches that I've ever found for soleus and ankle mobility. Simply get in to your seated calf raise and you just add weight. Maybe start with 15 kilos and just keep adding 5 kilos, maybe for the next 3 to 4 minutes. Give yourself a rest, put 5 kilos back on, give yourself a rest, put 5 kilos back on. If you stretch from 3 to 4 minutes, by the time you're getting ready to squat, it's going to feel fantastic. If you're like me though, currently I don't have a seated calf raise machine available. I find that this one works pretty good. Not quite as effective as a seated calf raise, but it does work quite well. If you find with this method that you're not quite getting as good a stretches as you might want, what you can do then is similar to the tip that I just set out before, is you can actually just turn it into a single leg stretch and apply a bit of pressure down from here. It's not quite as convenient as a seated calf raise in that we can just keep adding weight. It gets a little bit uncomfortable, a little bit awkward, but it will do a good enough job if there is no other options. Both of these options will definitely help increase your ankle mobility, and in turn will help increase the comfort, safety and performance of your squat, particularly in the bottom position. Give it a go.